Hello, I'm Tom Harris. I'm the director of the University Center for Economic Development at the University of Nevada, Reno. And with all the changes that are occurring in the Truckee Meadows, many residents are concerned about current and future economic trends in this area. For this podcast, I have Ms. Eugenia Larmore, a UNR graduate and owner of Ekay Consultants, and she will discuss the Reno MSA economic indices. So Eugenia, what do you see?
Well, what we did was we prepared a coincident and a leading economic index for the Reno MSA, which is usually defined as Washoe County and Story County. We're including Story County because we're expecting a lot of growth to occur in Story County because of the Tesla and the overall Reno-Tahoe Industrial Center. So our coincident index is a combination of two employment statistics, the CES and the Laos employment. And what it does is it represents the economy as it is today. The leading index prepares about a 6 to 12 month leading picture of where the economy should be in the future. And that's made up of about 10 indices or data points, and that includes both local and non-local points. And as you can see on the graph, we have a graph here of the coincident and the leading indexes. And as you see that the leading index, the ups and downs in the index occur before the coincident index. That's the predictive factor of it. If you look at the leading index, our coincidence index has been growing since August of 2011, which means that the job data in the two counties has been increasing during this period. The leading index has shown a few ups and downs. The latest slight decrease of 0.06%, so again very slight, occurred in October 2016. But since about March or May of 2012, we have been growing in this index, again with just a couple of small drops. So this is showing that our economy, both as impacted by local and national factors, is growing. We also created, just to focus more on local detail, we created a business activity index. And what we did was we took the leading index and we took out all of the data, all of the national data, and focused really on the local ideas. And this, on the next slide, the business activity index shows that local business activity has been growing since mid-2012. So again, a recovering economy, a lot of growth, especially in the local factors. Our construction index has been a little bit fluctuating. As you can see on this graph, since 2012 we have seen a lot of growth, but we did see a little bit of decline in 2015. And that a lot of it was due to large projects starting up and then finishing up. So on a comparative basis, it looks like there's a decline in the index. But overall, there's a growing trend for our construction. What is interesting is our housing index. We're looking at employment, and we're looking at new and existing home sales, median home sales price, and the housing opportunity index. And what's interesting is that this index dropped in the last few months with a little bit of a recovery. And I think housing is an important issue for the Washoe County and the Story County, the MSA area. This is going to be a very important issue as EDON and other economic development agencies in the area are predicting significant employment growth. We've seen a lot of the employment growth, but that hasn't resulted in any significant population growth. A lot of it is because we had unemployment and underemployment in the area that we're scooping up and filling. So we haven't seen, while employment has grown, we haven't seen a huge increase in population. As we run out of underemployed people, we will have to bring in, especially the skilled labor, construction labor. We're going to have to pull that into the economy, and that our population is going to grow. And of course, as population grows, we're going to need more housing. We, again, have not built any significant new housing since the recession, and we haven't needed to, again, as population hasn't required this. But we will expect a significant amount of housing growth. But there's issues with that, and with housing growth and population growth, you need to be able to provide services to the new residents. And local governments, the way our tax system's set up, local governments are unable to provide services initially for housing. They can't pay for it until the property and sales taxes and the tax revenue starts coming. So we will be seeing a lot of growing pains as the region continues to grow.
Another way I look at it, Gina, is that it's for many of our local governments, because government is a slow turning radius, is a cash flow problem. You have to go get your plans to build a house, then to build a house, then go through and assess the house. Then you have to sell a house, of course. Then you have to assess the house, and then you send out the bills, and then you recruit the funds from that property tax. And as we should be realized that many times for local governments, that there is a cash flow problem, that it doesn't occur at the same time when we have a number of people come in, a number of houses being coming in. It doesn't, that day all of a sudden you have higher property taxes. It doesn't happen that way. It's takes a little time. And also I'd say right now with we have more data coming in, is that we've had the winter, which is tremendous, biggest winter ever. It's going to slow down construction, and construction will increase, but also they're risky because they took about a 50% decrease in employment during the Great Recession. So housing is going to be a part, but as Eugenia's numbers are showing, we're not where we're the last person a few years ago, the last person leaving Reno, please turn the lights out. We are now growing, and we grew out of this, and with Tesla and Panasonic and other industries coming in, it looks very favorable. Now it's managing that growth and other things that will need to be looked at. I was going to say also, Eugenia's numbers will be available. We're working with her on available here at the University Center off our web, but also as she generates new data, as we're waiting for some new data to come in, we'll be doing these little podcasts to kind of explain her forecast and coincidence indicators, so people have some ideas about what the future may come in the Truckee Meadows. So Gina, thank you for your time, and we'll be talking to you later when some new forecasts are presented. Thank you.
Thank you.